All right. Turn that down. Oh, happy Monday. Yippee, it's Monday. All right. Hello. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Welcome in. I hope you're having a great day. Turn this light off here. Light. Oh, it's a good day. Well, I guess it's a good day. It was a pretty peaceful day at work, though it is the start of my on-call week. So, on call. On call sucks. Um, yeah, I don't know what to start with today. So I guess it's just that. Hello. If you have a hot beverage or cold beverage, any beverage at all, have a drink along with me if you can or want to. Mm, so what did we do last time? A little simple color wheel. We did these top four uh spheres, Apple wannabes, right? uh, the first one was just all one color, and then for these three, we did some underpainting, and then applied our color on top of it in layers and darkened it up more and more each time. And then on my time off, I played around with doing something over here just to see like what it would look like. And then here I literally just did phthalo blue and what did I do? Yellow ochre for the other bit just to get some little swirly little like ocean beach vibes going on. That wasn't even meant to be an Apple thing. It was just a circle and I filled it in just for fun. Apple Day time? Yep, it's happening. Whether it'll be good or not is another another story, but it's happening today. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna do that. I've got some like pre-sketched out options here for us to play with, so I can screw around. So we'll do that in a minute. And I did this over the weekend as well, just for fun. I was just playing with my granulating paints and indigo, and I just felt like doing some spacey kind of random thing. I painted it like this in this orientation. I painted it vertically like that. I kind of like how it came out. Just random spacey stuff. And I like a lot of the texture came out really nice. Focus. There we go. Yeah, I like how some of it, especially along the fringes right here, came out really nicely. Yeah, it's not very bright on that side. I'm sorry. There we go. Yeah, so I like how that one came out. Um, you can play with this thing if you wanted. They still have this cutout from last time where I was starting to work on the little Apple logo, and I tried to freehand sketch that, and that's the result of that. But we could always fakey that into an apple at some point. But yeah, the goal today is going to be playing with this sheet right here. So that'll be fun. Let me mute for a second. There we go. Try to close off or mute as many of my throat clearings as possible so you're not suffering through that. So I have some ideas for these. I want to try a couple of different, processes that I've seen. Um, I will just kind of play a little bit and then maybe just really play the further down we go. Um, clearly, at least one we can do probably one of these two methods that we did. Just picking the complement, the opposite color of the reddish color that we choose, somewhere thereabout. Get some sort of light, kind of yellowish green, maybe, or some sort of highlight color. And then start doing layers of the red and do just kind of all straight, kind of neutral option. And then maybe that's something we can try. That's something we can try because we can try doing the shadowing part after as well. Maybe even using the same kind of colors just on top instead of underneath. So we can see them create the gray tone. We can do both. We've got a couple of options. We got 5 here that I did. So that's an option do the underpainting method of the shadow and the highlight, and then the reds over the top of it. And then maybe do the opposite of that, do the red tones down first, and maybe yellows, and then start applying some of our richer reds in the shadow portion on top of it. And then maybe we can even throw a shadow underneath. And then there's other methods we can try as well. So we can just kind of poke around and play with it. I even saw some where instead of doing all smooth, to get the texture, do a lot of like vertical strokes along the curve of the apple so that you get some like striations, a mixture, a blend of the varying colors, kind of the way you see an apple. Apples have vertical stripes in them, of the varying colors that make them up. So that would be pretty to try to do that kind of method as well. So we can try that. And then I was thinking just for fun, if we get to it, I don't know how long all of this will take. I doubt we'll get the whole page, but if we get far enough, I want to try doing a little galaxy nebula kind of mix thing inside of an apple, because I just think that would be interesting, right? To see what it would look like to see like a little galaxy in the shape of an apple, and maybe try to even get some of the highlights and shading correct. But the whole color, texture, and everything is space. I just thought that would be interesting, a space apple. Um, it might not be, but I think it is, so I'll try it. But yeah, I think we can give some of it a shot. I'll keep my color wheel, well, my color splat nearby, and keep my shading examples nearby as well. And then be prepared to just have fun with it. So I think I go size 6 round for pretty much almost everything. But if I do small textures, I might want to switch to a thinner brush. So I'll keep that out. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's just spray. Spray. This one's getting a little low because I did that little space scene the other day. Let me get the fuller one ready to go. Yep. I think we're good with all of that. I'll keep the scratch paper out in case we want to play with colors. All right. I kind of like this blend. I might do this with the blue, a pretty like phthalo blue, and then I forget which one this was. I think this was Pyrrole Scarlet, but I like this red better for an apple, I think. Do you have VODs? I do, yeah. VODs are here, and on YouTube. So if you look in my about section below and look at the links, there's a link to my YouTube channel as well. Every time I finish stream, good, bad, ugly, whether I liked it or not, whatever the situation, even though good ones, all of the above, I send everything over to YouTube because stuff only lasts so long here on Twitch. So feel free to check them out there. The only downside is that I have to mute the music everywhere. So it's going to be very, very silent and then suddenly me talking. So, I mean, it is what it is. I just have music here purely for background noise so that I'm not just listening to myself at the same time. You may not even be able to hear it. I have it down so low right now, but they are there. So if you want to check them out, both here and on YouTube, all the VODs are there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do, at least for the first one, I want to use this. This is the Aussie Red Gold. I'm going to use for the highlights. I'll do that because I love how it shifts mostly yellow when it's really thin. So I'll do Aussie Red Gold for my yellow. I'm going to use Phthalo Blue. How do I spell that wrong? P-H-T-H? Yes, P-H-T-H-A-L-O. Blue. And then for the red, I'm going to do this one. which I think was Quinn Rose. Yes, for my notes. Yeah, Quinn Rose. So this was Quinn Rose. And I think the three of these will be a very pretty a mixture of colors, at least for the first one. We can experiment with further ones, but I'm going to start there for this one. So we already know what they look like, so I don't need to redo them. Let me scoot my pencil over here. Boink. And flip this over here so I can see. And yeah, let's get started. I'm going to do wet on dry. So let me go ahead and grab some water. Let me go ahead and pick on our phthalo. Zoom in. Yes, I can do that. Let me scooch my camera app on top so I can control really quick and go to this. There you go. And I will be starting with this one on the top left. Right. All right. Phthalo, right? Yes. Let's grab a little bit of phthalo blue. I'm going to grab a lot of water so I can fill that up a bit so I can keep it thin. Now I'll try a little bit of those vertical lines like I saw in mine. It seems like a nice little addition. Okay. Grab a little more. Get some little shadow in the top of the apple up there. Okay. Okay, let me add some water to the Aussie red gold over here. Right. Where's my glasses here? You can see it okay? Yeah. It's a little bright. Tone that down a little bit. It's funny you say that. So, you're saying, so do I edit what I say on YouTube since I have combos here? No, I don't yet. So the goal at some point is to do some editing and do more short form stuff that people seem to be all the rage about. I don't like all of that because it's a lot of work and I already have a full-time job. But for now, I just kind of throw my VODs up and the goal is to eventually be able to edit some of my hot mess down to something more digestible, obviously, right? For people that need something a little easier to follow. and have something like that for Instagram, whatnot. I post my pictures of the final results that I have, or partial if I'm halfway through sometimes on Instagram. Uh, but being able to have video, I mean, it gets more visibility. I don't do that yet, but I should. So it's on the list of things to start doing. So I will eventually be editing stuff down and or also adding some additional filming for just specifically short form. No talking, I imagine, or voiceover, and just going through and doing the motions and like a time lapse. Whatever is attractive that doesn't make me sick when I'm seeing other people do it, I will consider doing. I'm not gonna go full bore with some stuff that just bores me. So I will do a combination of those things. That's too much. Why do you do multiple platforms? Partially visibility and partially because I do different things, right? Um, it's very hard sometimes to sit through a VOD or a stream, but it's nice to be able to go to Instagram and see the final image, right? At the same time, the VODs don't last forever on Twitch. And I want to be able to go back to them and see them someday, should I need or want to, and have that capability for others as well. So I export my VODs from Twitch up to YouTube. I don't do much more than that. I tried, I experimented with simultaneously streaming to more than just Twitch at the same time. You can do live streams on Instagram, Kick, just a YouTube live. You can do a wide variety of platforms at the same time, but I realize that's potentially for me too much to manage, like chats and things from all those sources at once. So I decided to stick to just Twitch. But having at least a three, Twitch, and then uploading VODs to YouTube, and then Instagram for the still images to see the final results per se, makes me satisfied that that's enough. Hey, right. Hey, let's go for some of our Queen Rose and let's start wetting some of that down. Add some water to it. The ultimate goal is to plan to eventually, once I feel more confident in what I'm doing, to have an ability to sell stuff, uh, just supplemental income, right? And just to see what the appetite is for it and see how I feel about it and if it does anything. See if I find my niche, find something that I really like doing. Just asking, since you said you're basically doing this to be a habit and learning as a hobby. I am. I'm open to the possibility of it doing other stuff. I know for me personally, I do not have the personality to be over exuberant and phony online. I can't do that. I am who I am. And I just, whatever the personality is or isn't in the moment is what I am. And I'm not going to try to fake it. So I'm not going to be out there being one of those, like, streamer bros out there doing all the extra to try to get views. That's not me. Whatever happens organically is exactly what's going to happen. But that doesn't mean I don't want to try at least a little bit. I'm not pushing over the top to do anything because I'm not necessarily looking to make this part a business. Doing this here is just to help give me some consistency and to try to make me paint more often. And like as you saw, I'm trying to even if I'm not feeling good or I'm busy. Like last week, me not being here on Thursday was because work was absolute hell last week. It's just I don't know what happened. It was like a full moon, and it was just problem after problem after problem. And specifically on Thursday, I was stuck late working well past my stream start time. And by the time I was done, I was just like, no, man, I'm just too tired. So I did the other two on the bottom of this in my off time. And I did this on Sunday as well because I want to keep up painting something, even if I end up not streaming at least twice a week. I'm trying to at least do something progressive, something to train myself to practice. Um, but ultimately, Twitch is mainly just for practice. But at the same time, it gives me sometimes inspiration to try something new because I want to think, what can I stream today that I have or have not done? So I use this sometimes as a source of, inspiration to speak of, at least a little. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, this is like, I don't want to say a means to an end. It's almost that, but not a means to a financial end. It's a means to a self habit, create like a good habit creation to make myself paint more frequently. Even though it's a hobby, I'm not going to get better at it if I don't do it. Right. It's the truth for anything. So that is my goal. Primarily that. Excuse me. Oh yeah, that's way too red. Let's start fainter than that. We get some more water. Get some of this. Just put it out on the surface. Add some more water to it. All right. See how this looks in the middle. I'm gonna try to leave this area over here have some splotchy bits that are less. I think the bottom part here I can kind of just fill in a bit of. Mm. Sorry, I'm going silent. I'm just kind of zoning out doing this, which is kind of fun. All good. Thanks. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more of this going. Okay. Let's darken up some of the bit on the bottom and this side. Okay. I have thought about doing a shadow underneath, but whoa, that's way too much. Yeah, so the first part underneath was underpainting, putting the shadowy bits underneath before you hit the red over the top. There's still a lot of white space. I could probably stand to go over it more with the red, and I probably will, because this is still really light. In fact, yeah, let's hit that with some more. And then we can do similar to what we did originally, where we kind of flood filled in another one, just to see what it looks like without all the stripes. I just saw the stripy version. I thought, wow, that looks so cool. I want to see what it looks like. But yeah, doing the complementary color underneath first, and then layering on top of it is underpainting. Who knew, right? Only everybody who actually took art classes, and yeah, that is not me. Honestly, I don't even remember taking art classes in school. I think they were all filled up and I didn't get an opportunity to. And then I ended up getting into the IT electives, and I got even more geeky than I was. Neat. I like it. I'd almost be willing to eat that if that was an apple. Excuse me. Yeah, cool. Let's get a little more. Oh, yeah, it's a thing. It's Apple-esque. let's yeah, let's work on another one. And we'll do the same colors, and I'm just gonna fill it more. I'm gonna be a little bit more heavy-handed. I just want to see what that's like. How looks just like an apple? How? What do I mean? It looks just like an apple. Thank you. You know what? Like all good things, it looks good at a distance. When I'm sitting here staring at it, like right in my face, I'm like, oh boy, can I see the problems? But it's fine because I'm my own worst critic. Like everybody else, right? Where the heart is, to know, confused questions, where to go, where to sin, it's not me, I'm not listening, now can't you see, something's missing, again, where the heart is, take you away. Okay, true, right? This one might not look like an apple when we're done, but it's okay. I like the song. I mean, who doesn't love Pink? to me. Oh, oh, my it's built it up into we can learn again. Written in the stars, there is a broken just pen. We can learn to live again. You push me out reason just to get up and that we're not broken, just bent. We can learn to love again. Leans in the barrel of our heart. We got broken, just bent. We can learn to love again. Now I have no idea what is playing. Turn it down. Grab some coffee real quick. Proud. Yeah, not bad. Still problems doing darker shadows. To make it a little darker. You can do green apples next? Maybe. We did I did one similar. This last one here. Last time. So I might try that. I don't know. We can give that a shot. Green apples tend to have like that, a bit of red. So I can give that a shot. Let's see. I need to fix this right here. It's bugging me. I don't think I fixed it. Hang on a minute. Made it worse. Okay, well, it's just not going to play. There we go. Ah, green, huh? Let's see. So opposite of a green would be an orange, right? Teal's orange. Green is more reddish. Let's experiment. Come hither, you. This gets good for a moment. So if I want to do a green apple, okay, so if green is the main color that's going to go on top, but we're going to keep some yellow shining through, kind of like here where we didn't cover the whole thing with red. So the base layer or the highlight on top can be yellow. The bottom part needs to be whatever makes it go gray. So it should be green and red, right? Am I not remembering? No, I guess it's not fully green. I guess more green magenta. Is it more of a purple? Like magenta? Like right in between red and purple? let's see. So for magenta-like colors, I do have a Quin Magenta, so we can look at that. Let's see. So we have Quin Magenta right here. So Quin Magenta is this. It's similar, but a bit more purple than the Quin Rose. So Quin Magenta, nice and dark right there. And the opposite of that would be a green, right? Um, mhm. Make sure that's totally clean. All right. Mhm. I don't have lemon yellow, but I've got hints of yellow light. That's pretty darn close. Way more than that. Yep, we're gonna need way more than that. All right. So let's do this. Scrub a whole bunch of yellow. And since I can't carry as much as I want to, I do have some pipettes. These little like medical pipettes. I'm gonna grab some yellow from there and put it right into my phthalo little puddle I've got going on. Let's see. How does that mix up now? Getting closer. Still not though. Yeah. Well, maybe. We're getting there. And clean that off. Too dark? Might be too dark. Maybe, let's see. So let's do Some green. Get it really strong on one side. Okay. Let's dry this off, and then we're going to put some of that Quin Magenta on top of this and see what we get. And stay. All right. Scrub. So we're Quin Magenta. Let's put some on here. Interesting. Could be more red. I wonder if that's because I didn't have enough yellow in the green. Let's see. That just kind of succeeds in making it a little more brown. Color theory is hard. Sorry, that's all off screen. It makes it just kind of muddy. I think maybe I should stick with what I originally had done. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious if well, you know what? I'm doing wrong here. I'm not looking at a green apple. I should probably be seeing it so that I can visualize it better. Let's look. To Goobs. The Googles. Green apple. Because it's obviously green, but what does it look like when it's in shadow? Oh, green apple is just too damn green. I mean, it's just a green apple. Does it dry all the way? This one? It was when it was green, but when I added the Quin Magenta on top of it, it was dry, but it was still a bit tinged red because I was afraid my green might have been a little bit too dark green. I guess it's fine. I can try it again. The beautiful thing about this is I can try and retry. See, a green apple, though, is almost just pure green. Like, there's very little variation in it. It's like green and splotches of yellow sometimes. The opposite color is going to give the best shadow color. Exactly. So I'm trying to figure, like, okay. Okay, let's look at this. Well, I guess if I think it through, what would be... Okay. Okay, here's a thought. Let me look something up. Get out of here. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hmm. I'm trying to look at different people painting green apples on Instagram to see like what's their process. Most seem to be starting with yellow and then just adding green directly. And then for shadow, they're just appear to be doing green with a little bit more blue added to it for the shadow. Sorry, I'm looking at one right now. See, they start with yellow and then they start transitioning, adding a little bit more of their blue tone. It doesn't look like phthalo. For them, it looks more like ultramarine or something. They just add a little bit more, then a little bit more with each pass. And that's just one person, but that's an option. And then add additional yellow to make it really pop, right? You can give that a whirl and just try it. I don't mind. Coffee. All right. See, maybe that's what I can do. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. I'm trying to think of the opposite of green. I should be thinking about the opposite of the highlight, right? Maybe. I don't know. Well, let's experiment. This is total experimentation time. We'll do this one over here. All right. So I am going to start with need more water. I'm going to start. Oh, this is way too much pink. Start with a yellow. I'm going to try the reverse. I'm going to start with the bright yellow. We're just going to cover up a good portion of it. Okay. Let's dry that off. The yellow's quite bright, right? I'm hoping that's the idea. We're going to find out. I'm hoping to cover up some of it. And it's possible I did also way too heavy. It also looks brighter on camera, I noticed, than it does in person. I think it might be a little oversaturated. All right. So what I'm going to do is something silly. I am going for a purple. And I think I'm going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Imperial purple. And I'm going heavy, so forgive me if this goes way wrong. Did you catch Turkey yesterday at all? I did not. What did he do? I've not had an opportunity to catch his streams in a while because either he's not been streaming often or I'm just not getting notifications about it. Finishing this dog in window light. Really? Okay, see, now I need to go catch WODs. So what they're there for. I need to see what he was doing. Man. Dog in window. Like, is it like the silhouette or is it actually like a dog in the window? You were still 4 on 4 off. He doesn't have VODs. Oh, bummer. Not even VODs on Twitch? They're automatic. Oh, does he turn them off because of the music, maybe? I'm curious if I can do green on top of this. The dog's on the floor with a window light shining down. Oh, like all dogs loving to bask in the sunlight. I know what that's like with ours. Yeah. He has some pics of it, work in progress. Oh, excellent. Well, I'm in he's got a Discord, I'm pretty sure, right? I'm sitting here doing this from a distance with my glasses off because on top of my head right now. Oh, yeah, that's dangerous. There's no way I can see anything. Does he have a Discord, I think? No, no. Not that one. That one. I think I would have joined it. He hasn't been putting out announcements on Discord. Grr. Yeah. No, I'll have to. I just have to make sure my notifications are on and I catch them live. Why? It doesn't want to play nice. Let me look. Oh no. Sometimes it's just so much easier. All right. So if I just type things out. See, it's not even coming up. Yeah, there we go. Whoa. How did we go full screen? Stop. Yeah, no VODs. Wow. Why is it full screen? Stop. There we go. Yeah, following. Oh, weird. I don't understand Twitch sometimes. The notification for his channel is set to personalized, which I don't understand because it is the other options are always go live only and off. And I've never set this. It's just whatever it was by default when you follow. So by default, it does personalized. What does that mean? Well, I just need to do always, and then I'll know. And then I'll be able to catch him next time. I don't know why it does that. Yes, shares with John and Ursa. Okay. What am I doing? I don't know. My brain is starting to fry. Let's get some more yellow. Get right on the edge of this and try to get some kind of light green going on here. All right. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Am I doing it anyway? Yes. Wow. Doing green is harder than I thought it was going to be. Because if I just cover this up, it's just going to put green on top of a brown color, which is probably fine for the shadowy part. I put my glasses back on. I can't see. Yeah, this one looks weird, but this is me. I think I did this a little weird. Not bad. It's just different. I think she used straight file. I know what you mean. Straight phthalo. I get what you're saying. On top of yellow to try to get it to pull a little green. We can do that with another one. Remember, this is all experimental just to see what happens. So I'm quite pleased to try different options. Yeah, right? So I'm curious if I do. Okay, crazy thought. Oh yeah, I didn't even do anything in the poor little stem here. It's got no color. Me here, what's all that I say? Okay, so experiment time. We're going to do phthalo blue and our Hansa yellow light only, nothing else, just to see where it blends to green and how strong it is. But I'm going to do the phthalo blue first, but I need to keep it kind of light, at least in part, or it's going to just override everything. Okay, so, and I think to do that, I might need to do wet on wet to start, at least for the first layer. Let's do that. Let's do water only. Water down a lot, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do wet on wet, and we're gonna water down the blue a lot to get it really, really thin to start, because we can add more. But once it's on there, we can't get rid of it. So good call. Good call, Krista. We're gonna do it. The beautiful thing about using arches is I can scrub the water onto this and it's not going to just pile up, pile, whatever you want to call it. Right. All right, and let's water down some of our phthalo blue. That's too strong. It's a very strong color, so it doesn't take much. Okay, we'll do a little more on this side. Darken just a little. Yes, this is phthalo blue green shade. It does look a tiny bit more blue in person than it does on screen, I notice. Let me turn on my screen a little bit more. Maybe that matters too. Yeah, I have to work with the color adjustment of what's on the camera. It's just a tiny bit shifted, more yellow than it should be. And so much more teal than this one. Is it? Yeah, because this is my phthalo blue right here. It's hard to tell from that apple part. It looks a little more yellow on there. Also, probably doesn't help that the water I'm using probably needs to be dumped. It's just a tiny bit tinted yellow, so that could be affecting it as well. The second one down right here, that's phthalo green. That one's phthalo green. Yep. That one's phthalo green blue shade. Or blue hue, blue, not hue, blue shade, yeah. Maybe that one. We can still add a thin layer of it. I don't think that'll harm anything. And then it'll be a light blend of both. And then yellow on top of it. A thin layer, yeah. Let's give it a shot. It's still wet, so it's going on wet on wet. I have no idea what this music is. Let's dry this off because we have to before we put the next layer on anyway. Hi, Goddess. Welcome in. Hey, how you doing today? Those look awesome. Thank you. These two I'm happy with. This one was still kind of out for review. And I put no shadow on that one yet, or will. And we're experimenting with this one. This was a layer of phthalo blue green shade, and then phthalo green blue shade, a thin amount of it on top of it. And the goal is, once it's dry, it's fairly dry, putting yellow on top of it to see how green it might make it. I want to be so bad and blow money on. Oh, you want to be so bad and blow money on art supplies? I mean, it's only bad if you're doing it and sacrificing your livelihood because of it. If you've got spare money and you can afford to have a play budget to do as you will, then it's not really being bad. You get to spend it on what you want, right? So I would say, so long as it's not going to be putting you in debt and you can afford to have a little bit of a splurge, you just get to choose what that splurge is. Let it be on art supplies. The point is, don't, what is the thing? Don't, there's a phrase for that. Like, I'm spacing on it. Like, don't, I don't know, spite your, I don't know. I don't know, but you know what I mean? It's more that I already have so many that I should use them first. I mean, you could think of it this way, right? So you have a lot of art supplies. Are you using all of those art supplies? Or as you have come to use them, are you finding that most of them are a collection? You know what I mean? Don't spit into the wind. Yeah, that's an option. Then not spit. Yes, I know what you mean now. Don't mist into the wind. We'll call it that. Yes, basically that. I would say, if anything, right, if your desire is to get more art supplies and the acquisition is just as important as the act of using them, then maybe take time to go through and cycle through all of your supplies that you have currently, figure out the ones that you care about the most, figure out the ones that you care about the least that you could do without, that you could especially decide to replace with things that you want, right? And then donate. You know, don't give away, donate, sell if you've got brand new stuff. because selling can be better sometimes because you can earn some of the money back to be able to buy the replacement supplies, right? So if you have too many, then you have an opportunity to clean and organize and sort, right? And you can use that opportunity to buy new replacements that are that are more focused towards your desires, right? Now, if you're just a hoarder and you want to have everything, then go ahead and get it all and then be like, where do I put it? Ah. Boys and girls clubs, senior centers, community centers all appreciate donations, right? So it's an opportunity if you're willing, if you are financially able to handle the new supplies and is figuring out what to do, totally go through what you have, figure out the things that you care about the most, figure out the ones that you're like have surplus of or you could afford to get rid of and get them to someone that'll use them. Because then you feel like you're doing a good deed because you are, and you're doing yourself a good deed by giving you room to build into, right? To stock into. Yeah. Schools. It was someone I think my other half just told me about that donating to schools is hard. Or maybe it was Goddess. I don't remember. Someone had mentioned about donating to schools and it's hard because you have to donate through the school district instead. You can't go right to the school with it. I forget who I heard that through, but someone I someone I care about said it recently. So clearly I've heard it. So that's the thing. Not if you go to a teacher that is true, but you have to know a teacher, right? My state is old school in that you can give directly to the school and it's all right. Hopefully, some places are stupid about it and they're like, no, you have to go through the district and then redistribute because it has to look like it came from us. Anyone who has a kid in school knows a teacher. All good. Well, yeah, that's true. All right. We're going to try our yellow. Let me make sure my brush is nice and clean. And let's get some of our yellow. Let me thin it because I need to make sure to do it light at first. Let me do the bottom one. Okay, we've got ourselves a nice green. Okay, so let's do this now. Let's switch gears and go to a thinner brush. And let's go right into our yellow and get it really thick. And then rub some of that off so I don't go on too strong with it. And let's try to hit some stronger. Wow, that just disappeared. Okay, maybe we keep it strong. Okay. Just add some yellow right to it. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. And then the same thing for Phalo. Let's just get most of it off of there. This could be really bright, dark, rather. Yeah, it did it. I wiped it away so much that it disappeared. There we go. Assistant bro-in-law work in the school system. Oh, right side looks more true to Granny Smith apple, doesn't it? Excellent. Yeah, the left side is pretty bright yellow. I may go over it one more time with like the thinnest possible layer of the phthalo to just cover up some of the brightest yellow and even it out a little bit. We'll see. I might. I heard this song for ages. Is it called Sweetness? I don't remember. It is. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Oh, Fairly Green. Oh, good call. I already have a bunch over here too. That's a good Granny Smith there. I'll take it. Thank you. I need to dry it off, but yeah. It's not bad. Whew, I'm getting tired. But we might have enough time to do the one little last thing I want to experiment with and do a little galaxy inside an apple. Because why not, right? Let's do a little one. Just a little guy. Okay. Oops. A little bit out of bounds, but whatever. That or this just turns out looking like I think a Brayburn looks similar to this, doesn't it? Whereas the yellows and reds and pinks and everything. It's okay. We're still going to galaxy this up a little bit. Still like that idea. Do a little ultramarine. Okay. A little bit of indigo. Fallout apple. Yeah. It looks totally wacky, doesn't it? I like it though. Yep. Neat. Radioactive. Yeah. It definitely has that crazy radioactive look to it. All right, let's try it off and see what we need to do to it, if anything. It actually almost kind of looks like a crazy poison apple or something, right? Let's see. So I don't have much of my acrylic white left. Uh, but I have some. You grab that really quick. Yeah. I'm starting to run out of my acrylic ink, the white that I use. It's getting really low. So low that I can't use the stopper to get anything into it anymore. It's okay. I can grab the tiniest bit. It looks like there's some of the stopper. Oh yeah, a little bit. Eh, I think it's got a clog in it because when I push the stopper on top, it just stays kind of suctioned in. So I'll just do the tiniest bit. Or there we go. Already more than I need. Okay. And let's wet my brush and get just the tiniest bit. And let's really move my coffee somewhere else. Right. Clean off my brush. I got nothing on the big one. Let's clean up the workspace and anywhere I got this where I didn't want it. Scoot you over here. Scoot you over here. Yeah, I'm gonna have stars on this thing forever. I mean, thankfully this is silicone rubber, so I can just take it to the sink with some soap and water, and most of this will probably come off. But it's also, patina. It's part of the look of what I do. I get stars everywhere. Let's dry that off real quick and then call it a day. Not a real artist if the paint goes all over. Yeah, I'm starting to feel that. It's gotten everywhere over the last couple years. Yeah, my flicking stars, like there's no other way to do it than to flick or to use a toothbrush and it just sprays. So I've got little white dots on everything. The dryer really gets your bear talking. Oh yeah, well the bear, right now I have his mic set to like the open mic and not going through so there's this tool I've got called NVIDIA Broadcast that goes through my graphics card and it makes it does like studio filtering on the mic. So right now it's on the open mic with no filtering. And if I move it to the NVIDIA Broadcast, that's what it's on now. So when I move it to the NVIDIA Broadcast, his mouth is a little bit smoother. It doesn't quite do the like rapid fire, crazy, going nuts, like flittering of his mouth. Like, let's try the dryer now. Yeah, right. So it looks for voice, and that's what I normally have it on. But I was like, hey, let's put it on the other mic today for fun. Yeah, right. I know it's fun seeing him chitter when when the dryer is on. I'll change it to that. That's fine. Let's see. There he is. All right. That is the regular mic. Does it actually go off? Oh yeah. That's fun. Okay, I'll leave that on. That's actually really cute. I like that. All right. Well, aside from doing shadows under these other ones, which I probably should do, but I don't feel like doing it right this second. Um, I think this is done. As done as it will be for now, anyway. So yeah, I think maybe like tomorrow or something, if I have like a slow time, I may go through and try to put some shadows under these guys. And then next time I'll show like what they look like with some shadowing underneath them. But it's not bad. I'm getting close so you can see them. That one looks almost like colored pencil in a way. Literally before I covered it, you see where some stars went awry. Right here. Our space apple. A little space nebula apple. Yeah, not bad. And Goddess, I don't think you got to see because you got in here a little later, but I did this over the weekend. Like this. I painted it in this direction. Well, I realize I'm still zoomed in from earlier. Let me zoom back. Oot. There we go. Yep, I did this over the weekend. Just experimenting and playing with the granulating paints and just trying to do something different. Trying to do something that like something in the middle that was like either like spraying in both directions in a way. So that one was kind of interesting. But yeah, I finally succeeded in doing some kind of apples. They're not perfect, but they're also not imperfect. They're right in the middle. Right where I like to be. Right in the middle. Not too crazy leaning one direction or the other. Just except for politics. For that I always lean whatever Democrat is. I don't keep track of that shit. Hell yeah. That's good. I'll take it. Maybe I'll put some extra little stars on it right now because my little acrylic thing is just running out. And I still need to figure out for doing stars a shield to do around everything so I can try to limit the limit the spray of all the white paint going everywhere. But that will come sometime in the future. Maybe we'll do one little like one other. Good enough. All right. All right, guys. Well, I hit 2 hours, almost on the mark. So I am going to head out for now. I will try to be back on Thursday, but recently I have been so blah about staying on schedule. I mentioned earlier, but Thursday for me last week, well, all of last week was just hell for work. Like from Monday night onward, hell, just hell. Maybe Tuesday night. But Thursday, I was stuck doing work stuff really late. And I just didn't have time. So this week should be better. I took Friday off for my birthday. Yes, my birthday is on Friday, April 3rd. Woo! I'm 43 or will be. 43? Yes, 43. Yes, I have to think about that. Yeah, so I've got a 4-day week this week. I have nothing big planned really for work that should break, knock on wood. So we'll see how that goes. So hopefully Thursday I will be here and we'll do something. I don't know what yet. We'll figure it out. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Chris, I got us. Anyone who lurks, anyone who sees the VOD later, thank you guys so very much. I absolutely appreciate it. Y'all have an absolute wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of your week, and I will see y'all later. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.